Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? So today I found this concept by Olga. 1 second, I'll bring it up. This is a cropped version. The concept artist is linked below. So, 1 second. Her name is Olga Samoylova, and her art station is linked below if you want to check out her work. It's amazing. I saved this artwork a few months ago, and yeah, let's get into it. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Hi for edits. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I think I'm gonna take off my headphones because I actually prefer to sculpt in silence, but the music is for you guys. So the reason why I'm starting with a base mesh as opposed to from a sphere like I usually do, I changed my pipeline a bit to include character creator with ZBrush, which lets me quickly rig and animate characters. So for that to work, ideally I would start with the base mesh that they provide. There are other workarounds for that, but that's what I'm gonna do today. Let's just get into it. It's a pretty neutral base, so gonna be a fun challenge to translate it because this character is like semi-stylized. There's a bit of realism in there as well. I'm just starting with the big shapes, like the shape of his head. His eyes as well, we'll need to make them much bigger. We can do that very easily by using the transpose tool. Not transpose, yeah, normal transpose. There's transpose master and the Z plugin, which we could also use, but in this case, just the tool will suffice. Okay, so we've messed up the area around the eyes. Now, if I scale just that bit, it will scale the eyelids, but nothing else, which is what you would expect. But if I want to scale up the eyes and everything included, and from Character Creator we get quite a few parts. There's the base of the eye occlusion, eyelashes, tear ducts, and tear line. So to activate all of them, I just click this button, and now I can scale up all of it together, but it includes the teeth, so let's just hide them for now. Those ones we don't want to use. And now I'm gonna turn on local symmetry and turn off dynamic. It's something that will prevent it from scaling weirdly sideways, right? So now we can scale them up. It's great. Let's scale them like so and like so. If you guys have any questions while I'm sculpting as well, please feel free to ask them in the chat. Quickly pull the remaining reference that I had on my other screen. Crochets are also really good to have on the side when you're working. But now I have a reference board on my other screen with anatomy references and crochets and the main reference as well. So hey, how's it going? Hey, TK Kashi, welcome. Long time no see. I am good. I have some exciting news that I'll share soon. But yeah, I missed the last stream this month, but I'm here for this one. Found this really cool concept by Olga Samoylova. And I'm just finding some remaining reference for the head. That was the one thing I missed when I was preparing for the stream. I'm just quickly doing that. I can show you guys what I'm doing as well. Good. Viscu, yeah, that's kind of how you pronounce it. Still trying to keep the expression neutral. It kind of looks dirty right now, so we'll get there. He also has a longer neck, from what I can see. So I'm just grabbing a lasso mask tool, masking out everything I want to move, and then clicking this thing again. This time, don't forget to turn on the inner mouth parts, such as teeth and tongue. You can scale it. And one neat feature of Spotlight, you can also just scale it up, say to this big, and reduce the opacity. Now we can roughly align it with one of the facial features, like let's say the eyes, a correct size. I think it's a bit more visible. He's also kind of looking at us from like this angle, so it's a bit hard to judge, but we can rotate the head to match it as well. Then we match it to the eyes. Now if we go to document, put to the side, can't really see it because of my UI thing, but at the top there's document, and there it is. Now in the ZBrush properties you can save your cameras, which is really neat. And the music playing because it stopped. There you go, that's better. Pretty cool concept. Yeah, I just found it on ArtStation a few months ago. Saved it to the folder, and here we are. It looks crazy like that. Okay, maybe like a smaller head. As well. What to do? I want to bring his arms in because I don't think he has such broad shoulders on the concept. He kinda does, but I guess it's a bit hard to judge now. Roughly position him. He's got a really long neck. Maybe we just leave it for now. Is this the place Femi says the robin and crow? I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean. So normally I would start with a blockout of the head. For me it's usually 2 spheres and then I add extra features on top. But I thought today we'll try something different, and since I've been using Character Creator a lot recently, I started with their base mesh. Doesn't mean that I'm not sculpting or I'm sculpting less. Still a lot of work to be done. Just gives me a bit of a boost at the start. I should also pin an image somewhere so you guys can see. So put it here. Is that good? The fight against the question ruined it. Sorry, I'm not following. They tried to match the reference one more time in the render engine, considering ZBrush camera is different other software. Yeah, I mean, It depends on how close you really want to get it. If you want to one it, then you need to start matching it from the very start. So like I would already set up like a Marmoset toolbag or Blender or whatever Unreal scene to render, and I would constantly be exporting out an FBX of the sculpt and matching it there. Because yeah, I usually don't render my sculpts in ZBrush, my final sculpts or models, either Marmoset or Unreal. So yes, I would take it there a few times at least if you want to match it one-to-one. If that's not crucial and you just matched it very closely in ZBrush and the character reads the same in other software, I don't think people will care that much, but it's a flex if you can match it one-to-one. Funny looking eyes. Okay. It's the pound watching the ripples from the center. Is he speaking Shakespeare? I think so. Can somebody translate? Yeah, I never finished high school, so I wouldn't know. So if there are any intelligent people in the chat. So because this base mesh is quite high poly already, especially in the face area, I'm gonna try and get as many shapes done on the first subdivision before I subdivide it up. Even though I just did, I'm just not gonna go there yet. Those levels are for minuscule details. You build up the form on the lowest subdivision level, maybe subdivision level 2, you know, like this one. But the high ones are all just wrinkles and tertiary details. So this guy has very pronounced eyelids, and even though he kind of has his eyes, no, I don't think they're half shut. They're relaxed, but not fully open either, so we need to give him pretty big upper and lower eyelids. I'm just gonna mask out that area so I can start moving stuff around. Ooh. Okay. While Wilraz is reciting Shakespeare, we're gonna keep going. How are you guys doing? Are you working on anything while you watch the stream? You're just silently lurking? Also, if you have any questions about the industry or like just 3D in general, you can ask me. I might have some answers. maybe about the 3D pipeline, you're confused about something, please ask away. These 2 to 3 hours that I spent here, I'm here to help if I can, and also to have fun while sculpting. AI concept art, no. 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 And no, I don't use AI for any of my works or concepts. This concept is by Olga. I always forget. Olga Samoylova. How do I show? There you go. Here's the concept. Here's her exploration. Nah, it's not AI. Do it. After sculpting is coloring. I like to start coloring sooner rather than later, before I get to like final stages. So once I have everything down on the canvas, I usually do a color pass. But usually texturing does come after high poly sculpting. So that's right. Shape his head a little bit. His hair is gonna be really fun to sculpt. That's for sure. He's got a very small expression as well, so I think, I definitely sculpt him in the neutral expression, and then I'll give him some animation in the character creator. Hi Layla, hope things are going good. Hey Andy, thank you for stopping by. Nice to see you. Checked out the concept artist art station, love her style a lot. It's so cool, right? I think I've liked her artworks before. Yeah, really cool art style. It's not full stylization, what I remember, but it's not realism either. Yeah, cool stuff. Felt the weight of the mind today. Okay. Sounds like you're going through some stuff. How are you guys finding the new feature on ArtStation where you can not only just like, you can react to posts? So I think there are different emojis there. Yeah, so you can react with fire, stars, diamonds, or color palettes. Thought it was very Gen Z. I don't mind it. I just rarely react with a lot of emojis. Rotate his eyes. Now again, we could put all of these into a folder and then we could easily switch them on and off whenever we need them and don't need them. Okay. Also, let me save. That's bright. Renamed my subtool, so for that not to happen, I usually append a star at the very top that I'm not gonna take with me to Character Creator, and whenever I rename my Z tool, it renames that one instead of this one. Because before it was... Let me quickly check what it was called. CC base body. More buttons to click? I'm out. You don't have to. You don't have to. Maybe ArtStation is going to turn into DeviantArt back in its prime. Haha. I actually never used DeviantArt. Like, I've heard of it, but back when it was booming, I was in a traditional art school, so I was painting still lives and whatnot. I didn't really post anything online. But even if I did, it would mostly just be what? Anime, fan art. His nose up. Maybe we don't, but when we like rotate his head, it will naturally kind of assume that position. Yeah, kind of like this. We can save a second camera, and I'll know that this camera is for the tilted head. Well, I just tilted the whole body, but kind of does the trick. So, okay, we need to make his mouth bigger, and this time I want to use everything, but not... Oh no, what did I do here? Okay, I'll fix it. Oh, that's funny. But I don't want to use the eyes, occlusion, so I'm just going over them and masking them. That's the fastest way to do so. If we move it, you see it moves with the teeth and it looks cursed. This size is okay, we just need to smooth out the sides. Yeah, there's like very little space in here, it's okay. We'll make it work. Plus, you don't need to make the smile full for the neutral pose. It can be not as wide. fine. Okay. Getting there. I usually take forever with portraits like these. So I'm gonna spend 90% of my time on this area and then 10% of the time on the clothes. Because that is gonna be, you know, the focal point. Just quickly give him temporary hair, just proxy hair. So I'm just gonna duplicate the body, go up a few levels. Maybe level 3 is good. Now, where would his natural hairline be? Here, right? Let's switch to freehand, asking. Hello? Ah, it's too small. There you go. So that would be his natural hairline somewhere here. But we can assume that in here he's kind of pushing all of his hair back. So it will actually start much further. So no, it will start here, but it will be flattened out by the bandana. The kind of things you need to think about. Now the sides, see some loose hairs there. You'll give them sides like these. Pretty good. Now let's go to extract, and yeah, this thickness actually works great. So let's hit accept. And now we no longer need that duplicate. Delete it. Now we have base of the hair. What I like to do now is go to geometry, Dynamesh, and because we're working with a very large scale in ZBrush when we're bringing stuff from Character Creator, two options: you could just work with it and set certain settings pretty low, or there is a tick box that you can hit to match the scale of ZBrush, which is 100 times smaller or larger. I can never remember compared to other 3D software. Come on. There you go. Something like that is good. Very rough. Just to get an idea where the hair is gonna go. And sit closer to the sculpt actually, because we're gonna extract or draw out curves to generate hair later. So it's gonna be smaller than this. There you go. Same thing for bandana. Would have kept that thingamabob, the duplicate. Okay, now for bandana, I think I'm just gonna stick with subdivision level 1. All I need is the head, really. These as well. Then now I'm gonna gonna get the curve strap snap. Have my symmetry on. Try to wrap it around like so. See how it goes. Pretty good. But it needs to go behind his ears and then under his hair. So, kind of like this. Just start from there. Another option would be to save and save. Control W to create one major polygroup. Now Control Shift will bring out these brushes, and we need slice curve. What it will do, it will slice through the mesh and create a polygroup. And I'll explain why it's important later. But first, let's select the lasso. We can also leave everything transparent on the background so we can kind of see what's going on. So, my bandana kind of needs to go like this. So I create a cut. Sort of like give him a swim cap. Now if we go to stroke, curve functions, and polygroups, so turn the other two off, and click frame mesh. It will frame the mesh based on the polygroups that we've just created. And if we now grab using curve strap snap, no need to use symmetry anymore. Let's go. Did a weird cut here. Let me inspect why that is. Let's see. There was a hole there, so we just need to a hole. Now let's repeat that, and voila, it's continuous throughout. And if we increase the size of the brush and click again, it will enlarge the size as well. It's really neat. And this is the method that I use for any bandages that the character has. Any straps, belts. Let's say you're making a satchel that goes across the character's chest. And you can't be bothered like manually trying to draw out that line. You can just slice, you duplicate the character, you slice them diagonally where the strap is supposed to go, and you do the same trick. And then you just need to delete a couple of polys to, attach it to the bag. But yeah, it's a very neat little thing that I do, and a lot of artists do, really. So let me mirror and weld it. Yeah. What I gotta do is plop some support loops here and there to make it thicker. That's not gonna work, then we don't need those support loops. I thought the transpose tool would work, but I guess the faster way would be to mask edge loop complete. We're gonna mask these two guys, place the pivot, and boom. And then control click on the canvas to invert the selection. Now you can control the bottom ones. look at the concept, and I'm gonna scale it in ever so slightly, invert it, click again to reset the pivot position, and scale it up again. This is good. That's roughly the size. And again, I do not care about making everything look perfect. I'm just getting everything on the canvas so I can look at all of these shapes and understand them, understand their size next to each other better. Ears are so much lower than the mannequin or the base mesh. Let's quickly do that. It's the ears. And by the way, if you don't know how to make masking with the transpose tool, just hold down Control and drag in the direction that you want the mask to go. So if I want it to go down, I'm going down. Because there is a really neat loop going around the ear, I'm just dragging from where that loop is, and it's masking just this area that I need. It's very smart like that. So now I'm just placing the pivot, because if I were to place it here and scale it, it'll be weird. It kind of needs to be at the root of where you're scaling from. I also turn on local symmetry, and I turn off dynamic, which is this little tiny text here, which is really easy to miss, but it's important. So let's also rotate them out. I find that a lot of stylized dudes, as in like concepts of stylized dudes, have the ears turned like this. I don't know. They look cute, but I rarely see people with ears like that in real life. Also, how low are they? I know that he has his head kind of cocked like that. That's way too low. So it's one of those cases where I would maybe take some creative liberties. We could also try, because we can say that it's stylization. We could try to lower it more. Okay, that's a bit much though. Okay, this is good. You guys have any questions so far? If you do, please let me know. Okay. That could have moved the things. His eyes are now in the wrong place. Tilt his head more. But getting into like an uncomfortable, like, territory where he's like this. If you want to erase a view camera that you've saved, you just say clear to and you select one, and I want to clear it and overwrite it. Next, with like Will Smith ears, his ears stick out. Yeah, I guess. It's just such a common thing that I see in concept art. It does make them look cute. It's true. They seem to be a bit closer in. Gonna blur the mask a bit more. Try to ease them in. Cool. Still looks really, really weird. But we'll get there. We will lift this jaw. I've been asked before how I don't get tired of 3D, and I think to me is finding concepts that are fun to sculpt, because you can sculpt so many things, right? You can sculpt humans, creatures, animals, environments, props, obviously, anything. You have so much variety and it's so much fun to challenge yourself. At least for me. So that question always baffles me. Because I haven't sculpted nearly enough things in my short years as a 3D artist. Oh, this is a nice concept. Thank you, Ahamka. It is very nice, and it's full body as well. Let me show you. Okay. He's got gorillas on his CD player. It's so cute, and the friendship bracelets. I used to make them in secondary school when I was in year 5 or 6. Oh, I love them. Maybe if I'm not lazy, I'll do the whole thing. No promises though. Defined Cupid's bow, which is really sweet as well, and a big bold bottom lip. Too defined. I don't want to commit to it yet, so I'll just leave it undefined for now. Let's give him some hair. So, the same drill. I can see people getting overwhelmed by the amount and variety of things to sculpt, because that is what happens to me. I see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get that too. You wouldn't actually need to duplicate it. Look, back. And that was one of the default UIs, but I prefer mine. These colors relax me more than the orange ones. So, there. Get that, and I'll start pushing and pulling, I reckon. What do they call it? Choice paralysis? I get that too, almost every single day in like just day-to-day life. But with 3D, guess not so much. I just know that I'll equally enjoy any concept because I usually pick them on based on a few tick boxes that I have to hit. So with this one, I don't sculpt enough males, so that was a deciding factor. In that one, I like semi-stylization, and I have very stylized characters in my portfolio, so that could be good to add just a little bit of realism in there. What else? Curls are always so hard to sculpt, and he has kind of like curly wavy hair. So, in my opinion, it's not enough to just pick a concept. You need to also make sure that it's gonna boost your skills, in my opinion. Because otherwise, why are you committing to spending the next, I don't know, weeks to months sometimes working on something that's not gonna boost you? Let's go a bit broader, and I'm gonna turn on Sculptors Pro, turn off Dynamic, and I'm just gonna, have fun with it. Just general shapes, general volumes need to be there. I'm gonna add. Okay. And by no means is this final bit. It's just a starting point, something for me to say, okay, I'm going in the right direction. Because I get really confused when I'm sculpting a bold character, unless they're, designed to be bold, because their face will look off until you add hair. Okay, like this here. Is this a base from Character Creator? Yes, it is. I am still figuring out my pipeline with Character Creator. We use it at work, and I really like it. And I'm currently in the process of documenting of how I'm gonna use it at work. What our exact pipeline is and will be. So got to play around with it quite a bit, and it's just Character Creator and ZBrush, such a powerful combo. What was it? Snake hook. Also, don't forget to turn off your spotlight projection which is a feature that's on by default to project the colors from your image that you upload to Spotlight onto your mesh. So I could project this texture right now, but there's no point at the moment. Just getting all the shapes on the canvas. If you're a 2D artist, you might kind of see a correlation between this process and sketching when you're just, you know, putting broad strokes on the canvas to get the feel for your sketch before you commit to any of the lines, final lines. What do you call them? Line work? Line work. Nice. And again, looking at it not just from the front, but from all the angles. It's very easy to get trapped in this mindset of just making it look good from the front and then ignoring the other views. But you gotta give them attention and love as well. Snake hook again. Whip. It's so much fun to work with it. So moldable. Okay, so now I can see that they're kind of all in the same plane, in the same column together. So I'm gonna start moving them. Maybe this one goes to the back, this one goes to the front. Something like that. Adding a bit more thickness. Just gotta trust the process, because he's gonna look scary like this for a while. But it's the most important time for you to keep on pushing and not give up. Get through this alien looking stage. I figured it out just by looking at the topology of the chest. It can be a nightmare to sculpt on. Really? I found it quite pleasant. The topology of the chest is like that to accommodate for, well, blending between genders and the different body types as well. So it all works out in the end. Even though I prefer to sculpt most of my stuff here, I do use some sliders here and there in Character Creator to push it even more if I need to. And that topology is what drives all of the sliders, so you gotta keep it. If you really dislike the topology, you can always sculpt on something that you have, like maybe your own custom mesh, right? And then you can transfer topology. There are many ways to do so. Scary looking teeth. Delete that. Oh. Place it roughly where they need to be. These ones are also not where they need to be. Let me get rid of that. See how we go. Same with the tongue. And we don't need these for now, but later, if we were to keep going with the pipeline of character creator to ZBrush, we could animate him and make him talk. Other stuff as well. There's a full body rig ready when you import it in. And then there's a really cool pose tool plugin for ZBrush where you can bring a rough pose from character creator to ZBrush and then adjust, you know how usually the skinning on the elbows is a bit meh, and sometimes clothing won't deform very well in these areas, or the armpits, or just like, you know, final 20% of polish you can do in ZBrush. It's really, really cool. It a little bit. They work in this angle, but they no longer work here. What if we try scaling them down? Yeah, I guess we should be matching them to this angle. And hi, Quark. Thank you. Not much done yet, but we'll get there. Slow and steady, as they say. Kinda looks crazy with this hairstyle, but it is what it is. Let's push the bandana in as well a little bit and push the sides out, which tells me of his head shape. A bit wider for here. As an important life update, I got a cat. I adopted a cat yesterday, and you might see me like looking over, checking on her every now and again. So hopefully when she gets a bit more relaxed and affectionate, she'll join me for the streams. She already explored my desk yesterday and hid behind my Hion screen tablet in the little nook. Just so sweet. For now, I'm gonna delete this half of the bandana because it's not really helping me with anything. Oh, you pet. Yeah, I've been dreaming of getting a cat, adopting a cat, for as long as I remember. He's this cute little gray tabby. Yeah, I got the vibe. Let's give him some eyebrows. Way would be, again, duplicate. Ah, thank you guys. Thank you. Shy at the moment, but eventually I'll show her. Just taking ZBrush brush and alt clicking on polygons to paint them another color. How I map out my eyebrows. His eyebrows, not mine. I wish mine were this luscious. Really hidden. We have this thing. Let's rename it straight away. Brows or eyebrows, doesn't matter. So we wanted to fix this thing that I did. Oh no, it's okay. Okay, so at some point I just accidentally scaled them on the y-axis. Worry not, I'll fix it. Doesn't this look disturbing? That's because that's a fully realistic texture coming from character creator. I'm not gonna keep it. Also, it's got this thing detail layer. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. And yeah, position them. It all comes in with realistic textures, but you can replace them with your own custom ones, which is what I'm planning on doing. Bear with me. Trust the process, they say. Words on my phone. Yeah, pretty much. Now we can turn off tear line, eyelashes as well. And actually give the eyes proper color. So on the painting, the artist decided to give them blue irises, which works. Not irises, sorry, scleras. Yes. But obviously we don't want that. Maybe something along this. That's cool. I like to paint my eyes. I always do that, and I'm happy to show again. Nothing has changed in 3 years of streaming here and 8 years of doing free art. Pretty much the same process for the eyes every time. I turn off lazy mouse, I turn on RGB, disable Z add. Now I can paint. I like to drag rectangular. Come on. With an alpha and a focal shift. You can set to something low like this. Go. Let's see if it's too big of a circle. Size is good. Fill it in. And Control H to hide the mask, but it's still active. So if I try to paint, can't paint outside. So Control H hides it, but doesn't disable it. Now I'm just gonna reduce my focal shift back to 0 and start to slowly but surely color pick colors from the concept and then apply them in gradients. Also, I want to blur the mask a little bit so it kind of digs in. So when I invert it, sorry, cat is making noises. When I invert it, there's a black rim going around the eye. Again, Control H to hide it. You can switch to a nicer material like skin shape. You see it there. I want to switch to more of a yellowish tone as well. Okay, so I'm happy. Again, black, focal shift low. That in a sec. Cool, that's good. Grab the eyes in, and now we can fill them in with toy plastic as a material. The eyes for now. We pick the color for the eyebrows as well. And the hair. So even throwing on just a little bit of color starts to help me understand the proportions better. I'll have a better read. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to fill up my water glass and also check on the cat, and I'll be right back. I'm back. That's okay. Let's keep going. No. The eyebrows, I'm just gonna inflate a little bit and subdivide them dynamically. Like so. We can also taper them by using pinch. In the shape that we want. Or even go to edge loop. Set it to something like this, one loop and a bit of polish. And you can make them smaller, or you can disable polish and it will just create a loop around it. And now we can sort of mask the tip, invert it, and polish by groups to smooth out the ends. There you go. We're getting there. perspective as well. Did I not have the perspective on? Well, that's a rookie mistake. 50 is good. Let's just quickly realign it. Okay, it's not too far off in terms of proportions of the face. Body I didn't even touch yet. Might even be better if I hide it for now. This floor. Just to focus on the face. Okay. So let's scale it up. Maybe some more. Perspective is now on. Bring the eyebrows in. And I had AccuCurve turned on, so I should turn it off. On the concept, there's a bit of space between the bandana and the eyebrows, which is not what I have right now. We can either push the bandana up or the eyebrows down. Oh, I know how long sculpting faces takes to reach a good point take. Trust me. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's why we're blessed with base meshes for, you know, studio work. Imagine having to make like 50 characters and you have to start from scratch every time. I mean, you'd be really good at sculpting characters, anatomy-wise and everything. And I'm sure people like that exist, that start from scratch, even at work, but not me. I like to take advantages of different software and new technology, like what Character Creator offers. Blend it with what I already know, which is ZBrush, right? I think it's cool. Yeah, just reshaping the eyes to be kind of like diamond shaped, because if we look at the concept, well, you can see it on the screen. He has very diamond shaped eyelids, both bottom and top, so we could push bottom one. Also, if I'm lagging a bit, not in terms of like my connection, but lagging, my brain is lagging, it's because I didn't sleep very well. If any of you have ever adopted a cat before, you know why. They don't let you sleep the first couple of nights before they figure out, you humans need rest at night, and then they leave you alone. like. I need to find a really good reference for his nose. Give me a second. I'm gonna go on ArtStation and search for a nose. And Pinterest too, why not? It's a nice nose. Noses, lots of noses. Okay. I think I got it. Anatomy for Sculptures also has really good tips and tricks. I'm gonna use that. Was that even English I typed? That's okay. Did you retop with the model or is it just a base model? For this one, it's a base model. But you can retop in ZBrush now, which is really cool. I think I showed it off a few streams ago with Zelda model. It's really cool. Okay, I was gonna sculpt the nose. ADHD, ladies and gentlemen. For the shape of the nose, maybe I would go to subdivision level 2. And again, remembering that it's a stylized piece, so every little addition that I add needs to count. Can't just add muscle definition everywhere, or bone definition, or any definition for that matter. It needs to be very intentional when working in Stylized. Got a bit of a potato nose now going on, which is okay. I'm just exploring what I can do. Have you tried the Unreal Meta-Human base mesh pipeline yet? I see a lot of people using it now. I work primarily in stylization for work and for my personal portfolio. I haven't seen a lot of people use Meta-Human for stylized characters, so I don't use it. I'm sure there's a way, and I'm sure some are exploring it and like testing it out, but I really do enjoy this pipeline. I'm still figuring this one out. Maybe someday. Still not quite there yet. I think I want to make it more pointy. Noses are tricky. Now, does he have a bump on the concept? In his nose, what I mean. I think he does. Like this? Oh, not sure if that's what people call a bump, but we'll play around with this. Nice. Will you ever talk about this on ZBrush? I want to know about game ready models. I will keep this topology for the body at least, because I want to take advantage of all the animations available in Character Creator. I wasn't planning on making it as a full game ready character. I just wanted to have fun with, you know, the sculpt. But if you're stuck on something, I have Discord community full of really cool artists, and if you're stuck on something for the game pipeline, just drop a message there in the feedback channel and I can get back to you, or someone else, whoever does it first. The link is down below. Hey, hello, Renato Antonio. Welcome. You guys find the chat distracting on top of the sculpting, or is it okay? Good. Okay, we're halfway through the stream, which is a pretty good place to be. I'd like to give him some eyelashes though, and the ears need some love before I go. How am I doing? Pretty good. Sculpting a cool character. Adopted a cat the other day. It's Saturday here in Australia. Pretty good. Considering on where you guys are, I am in the future, and I'm happy to report that we're still alive and everything's good in the future. You know? Awesome, I'll check. You're welcome. It's the sort of jokes my parents crack every time we call each other on New Year's, because we usually get New Year's at least like 10 hours earlier than they do. So they're like, how's the new year there? How's 2026? So this year will be, how's 2027 looking? And I'll tell them that it's good, not too shabby. And then we'll laugh. I feel like his eyes need to be angled outwards a bit. What do you guys think? Yeah. They're like more squished and angled. So we can do that. Oh yeah, I need to verify my phone on Discord to chat again. The spammers took over, huh? Well, it didn't take over, but they're annoying me a lot. So I just bumped up the security to the maximum in Discord, so they can't spam anymore unless they verify their account and they've been in this Discord community for longer than 10 minutes, and like a few more checks that they have to go through to do that, because I don't want you guys to get annoyed. My mind's always angry nowadays. That's bad. Well, not bad. That's nice. But I feel like you're not alone in feeling angry. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that it's bad. It's what it is, you know? Maybe try doing something that doesn't make you very angry. Going for a walk, or, I don't know, maybe cooking a meal, petting a cat, sculpting. That's what usually helps me and gives me energy. Got this really nice area here. It's very stylized, in the expression at least. I think I need to lower his eyebrows for now, because right now he looks surprised. Something like that, at least for now. Okay, very philosophical thoughts there. I'll just keep going. You could either add support loops like this, or another trick is to do groups by normals, which calculates where each polygon is facing and assigns a group to it automatically, which in my case did it exactly where I wanted them to be, the polygroups. It can be found here, polygroups, group by normals, and you can set the angle as well. Now I also have crease polygroups, so each polygroup is gonna get a crease, which is this dotted line. And now if we go to crease and set resolution to 1, you can play around with the bevel as well. I'll just set the bevel to something nice like this. There you go. It's no longer faceted, might be a bit nicer to look at. And obviously I'll sculpt some folds on it as well later when I get to it. Okay, I wanted to sculpt the ear, but before I do that, I will save. Don't forget to save. Wanted to do something with the eyes, that's right. Okay, let's turn on occlusion, this thing. What else was there? Pretty much it. Now everything is turned on except for these few things that I don't want to move. Also be hidden for now. Now we can rotate it. Why can't I rotate this one? I see, because I masked it. So I just need to unmask it. Oh, now we can move them. And I wanted to slightly tilt them. And mask this one real quick. Squish them. There you go. You will leave the caruncles on. I feel like he has them in the concept. Might as well. Okay. Interesting. Difficult. Okay. No questions in the chat. I'm just gonna keep going then. Check the reference. Okay, it's much better. Not a fan of his nostril area, so we're gonna try to resculpt it real quick. Adding a bit of a lip here. Gotta reshape the eyelashes as well so they actually work properly. Bring them in. Look insane right now, but it'll work much better when we make the model to character creator. Okay. Good. Let me save as well, and I always unhide all the meshes when I save, because if you don't, chances are your Z tool can get corrupted sometimes. So clear the masks and unhide meshes before you save. What should we do next? We should probably try to volume, or at least match the concept a bit better in terms of volume of the hair. Wonder what his hair at the back would look like. Probably would go as waves. Maybe I'll switch the color off. The first wave and second wave here. Sort of the first wave. Not wave, sorry, I mean like a layer of hair. Taking advantage of the focal shift with the transpose tool. So if you were to set it to 100, it's gonna, you know, respect the whole area 100%. The lower you, or like the further away from the negative you get it, the more of a fall off it will have, I think. Yeah. You see, so it's only moving the tips. Here it's moving the whole thing. Tips. The whole thing. That one's very minimal effect. And this one. Also, what helps is to turn on the thumbnail here and see how your silhouette is doing. Especially when you don't have any other views to work with. Like in my case here, I only have the front view. It's okay, we'll get it to work. Something like that. Coming together. Thank you. Okay. My hair looks crazy. It's me on my bad hair day. Let's leave it as that for now. Let's focus on the ears so we can scale down the thumbnail. Also, it was over the top of the chat, so sorry for chat. Bring copy and paste, make it ears. Let's heal it. Maybe I'll just hide it for now. To really get like one of those small chat boxes. But he's just lazy. Can't really give you any better excuse because that's just what it is. Just thickening his ear, because usually stylized ears will have a lot of thickness to them, even though real ears wouldn't be this squarish. Yeah, just playing around with the shapes. The colors of this piece are great. I really like them. Okay. So I can see on the concept there's a bit of a U shape going on here. Sorry, not U, Y. Y shape. So I'm gonna add it in slightly. Though, kind of, I don't know if it fits what we've already done with stylization on the face. Maybe I'll push other shapes first and then I'll see if it needs it. Definitely need to push this bit out. Like so. Oh, and he also has tunnels. Of course he does. It fits right in with the friendship bracelets and the CD player. And the robe that he's wearing. I want that robe. It looks so comfy. Those shoes will look sick in 3D, right? Some 3D, sorry, Z modeler action. Eh? Eh? I love modeling stuff like that, like shoes and belts and satchels. Anything leather made or, you know, with lots of little straps and bits and bobs. I love modeling it inside ZBrush. It's so satisfying when you hit D and it just subdivides dynamically in like a perfect way. Just mwah, chef's kiss. That's just me, like, figuring out what the size of the tunnel would be. I'm not actually committing to, like, adding this concave surface yet. Not yet. Not much. Kinda. That's funny ears. In a good way. And don't want to define his neck too much, just where it needs to be. Also, I don't need to detail his body too much either, since he's gonna be in the robe. Yeah. That looked scary for a second. Let me save. Let's keep going. Quickly block out his mustache and glasses and the beard. I wonder if I'm gonna do the beard with Geo or just poly paint. Could be both. Most likely will be both. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for another half an hour and then I need to go have breakfast because my stomach is growling, I think. What would be the easiest way to quickly mock up the glasses? Just using rings. Forget to set your focal shift to 100. You control, click and hold. Sorry, shift, click and hold. You can snap to certain angles. Like increments of, what is it? 15? No, 25? 25. Can't do math. 22.5. Then it's 45. Because it is, okay, yeah, it is 22.5. Math is not mathing this morning. So I'm just gonna rotate it to 90 degrees like so. And place it. To shrink it down, I just hold down Control instead of Shift and drag the yellow circle inwards or outwards, depending on what you want to do, inflate or deflate. Down, position it. Try to get it lined up with concept. If it's impossible, we're gonna do our best. Okay. We can mirror and well. Pretty symmetrical. Maybe we'll tilt them a bit, because yeah, these will go here and sit right behind his ear. So if we keep it like this, they'll have to go dead straight. But if we angle them, it'll be better. Really nice deep blue / purple color. There you go. Okay. Now, again, I like to save before I do anything. As last time I streamed here, lost all the work that I've done on the stream, just all of it. Because I ran out of space, I think, on my C drive, and yep. ZBrush did a backflip and file got corrupted because there wasn't adequate amount of space, so it's really on me. But yeah. Now I'm traumatized. Okay. Here we can go to geometry and reconstruct a few levels. One is fine, I reckon. We don't need as many that are vertical, I guess. But this is better. Now, about here. Where? Okay, so I've never worn glasses, so only sunshades, sunglasses. What is that thing called? Is there a name for it? The one that, you know, makes your glasses rest on the nose bridge. Is there a name for it? Probably. Do I know it? No. So, to bridge two things together, I'm gonna select bridge, two holes, and arcs. Just something that works, usually. Now you just select the first edge that you want to bridge and the second. And they bridge! Yay! That's what we want. We just need to fill it in with the color that we need. And mirror and weld to get the symmetry line down the middle. Now insert to delete. I can turn on the symmetry again. And we can select the middle one. And put it up to create an arc. Now I'm wondering if it's too low. His nose. No. It is too low. I don't want to redo it. Oh well. You live, you learn. There we go. Go the thingy. Okay, thank you. Hi, I just saw your work on ArtStation. Loved it all. Congratulations. Thank you. You mean my ArtStation, the one linked below? Because there's ArtStation of the concept artist, the one that drew this concept. That's not me. Gonna swivel the edge loop to extrude it, except I don't want to extrude it here. Just here. Still feels a bit too big. It's mocking me because it doesn't want to be smaller, and I want it to be smaller. Okay, water again, like so. Oh, now we just make his nose a bit slimmer. So. Hello, Noa Ziza. Welcome. Sorry, I was so locked in on finishing these glasses or frames. Couldn't breathe, actually. Save, undo. Now it needs. Do I know the name for those things? No, don't think so. The little bits that go on your temples. Since I'm embarrassing myself today, might as well just go all the way. Yeah, no. I don't know the word. Okay, so it looks like all a good all. A little bit and gets scaled. Kinda. Local symmetry works best. Mask, a single poly. I want to mask these four. Place transpose tool and move it. Okay. Dirt. Hey Layla, nice work project. That concept is so gorgeous, and you are a huge artist also. Thank you. I don't see myself as a huge artist, but thank you for nice words. It's a fun concept for sure. This urge to fix his hair, but I also understand that making his hair look good will take another stream, maybe 2. So there's no way we're making it happen today. Okay, good progress. Let's finish the glasses. We'll see how much time we have left. And I also should check if there's anyone lined up left to me, because I have this habit of not checking. And then people who are lined up left to me DM me and they're like, hey, by the way. No, okay, so next one is Alina Ivanchenko. She's amazing artist from Moon Studios, last time I checked. Yeah? No? Yes. She's live in the next 15 hours and 33 minutes, so we're good. To check it, you can go to ZBrushLive.com. Was it? No. Pixologic.com/ZBrush live. And you can see everyone who's lined up after me. He looks good already. Thank you. Sculpted a couple of male figures for work, make male characters for work. And I was like, oh yeah, I see. That's nice. To practice male anatomy every now and again. To say practice sculpting male anatomy. My god. You guys know what I mean. Clavicles. You can kind of see them on the concept. Right? Yep. He works out. Let's give him some muscle finishing here and there. because sport is important, as we all know, right? If you want to keep on doing this art for a long time, really important to balance it with sport activities. Just a reminder for everyone to, you know, stretch their necks, hands, anything really. Ooh, terrifying. Having fun. I'm going to reshape his chin a little bit. I'm thinking of making him in this painterly style with rough brush strokes and maybe some brush strokes floating around him as well, you know, like very relaxed, even though it's gonna take a lot of effort. Which is the opposite of, you know, being relaxed. But yeah, that's something that I'm envisioning for this one. So not PBR, more like hand painted, but not League of Legends hand painted or Arcane hand painted, more of a, I don't know, maybe, what was it called? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Sony Pictures Animation? Sony Animation Pictures film? He also has the knot of the bandana behind the hair that I just noticed in the concept. Yeah, he does. It's this pink tie thing, which I think I'll add after I've placed all the hair at the back. And then, yeah, I'll just tie it. Okay, let me save. About in the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, we just gave him a very quick poly paint job. Oh man, I forgot to finish these ones. Handles? Are they called handles? Oh my god, maybe I just remembered. Handles. What a joy to be bilingual. Start to forget both languages. Okay. Handle sounds about right. Ah. Couldn't you say something, guys? I was having like a brain fart moment. Just that word escaped me. It's such a simple word. Clear measure and set it to something very low. Your meshers are usually really good at zero meshing tubes and anything like continuous. I don't know. A line. Okay. Half of that. 9. Okay. We just make it longer. So. And now, what do I do? I mask the end bit. I line up the transpose tool. Be in the same direction as the handle. And then we bend arc. Do we? Yes. Like so. This green triangle goes down. This white triangle goes this way. And then you adjust until you're happy with it. So I'm trying to get that nice curve going behind his ear. That is too short. Damn it. Okay, good to know. We can always make it longer, right? How much longer? Nobody knows. That's about right. Bend arc. Green one down, white one back. We could also just do bend curve and just place as many points as we want. So I'll just place one. Oh, now it's too long. Okay, shorten it. Shorten it. There you go. That's good. Bend, curve. Go. You're working on a new Blu-ray title, Layla? Did you see the announcement? Yeah, our studio is working on the Blu-ray title. One of the projects. I cannot say more. Or less. But yeah, it's set to come out this year. Kind of bent the wrong way. Worry not, I'll fix it. Good. Yes, we got them done in the end. I'm just gonna close holes real quick. And then mirror meld. Go behind his other ear. Great. Now we can turn on the colors. Yeah, I forgot to turn on perspective again. Too bad. I understand, yeah. Everyone's pretty excited though, from what I've read online, on like YouTube comments and Instagram. Everyone loves Bluey. Hey, didn't I say that we're gonna paint him? Yeah, let's paint him real quick. Just to get an idea of, yeah, the color palette a bit better. Let's switch to skin shade. Wow, he's bright. And this is what I like to do. So, I picked something of a neutral color, nothing too bright. Nothing too like yellow or green or purple, you know, because there are a lot of shades in concept artists' work. They use a lot of hues and shades, and we want something neutral, so I'm gonna pick something of his cheeks here maybe and fill him with the color. Now we're gonna need a few subdivision levels to get this to look good. The poly paint, that is. I will switch to standard brush and turn on RGB. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna define some color zones. Turn on the symmetry. And we can already see, because they've done such an amazing job with colors here. He has blue zone through here, yellow zone around the mouth, pink/red zone on the cheeks, the nose, and the ears, and the yellow zone on the forehead, a bit of blue on the, like this upper eyelid area, under the brow area. So, let's do that. I just take my trusty standard brush, get a blue color, like this. Plop down a layer. Let's get into it. We can even try to spray it. Kinda. I just need to be smaller scale. What the hell? Ah, okay. Color spray. Something like this. Yeah, so let's start painting. So this area is usually very blue, and the neck as well, a little bit. Not all of it though. Cool. Now let's get the red area in. It's usually doesn't want to blend very well. Okay, what about normal one? Okay, let me quickly redo that. We'll start with the red one and then we'll bring the blue one back. Okay, red. And turn on the back face masking not to grab anything that you don't want. Usually filters what's in front of you and what's behind you. By you, I mean the cursor. Okay, pretty good, good. And that's where we usually see it. A bit of on the shoulders sometimes. Maybe a bit here. The lips as well. For sure. Now blue. We can call it red, and then we can go in with the blue here. Because men shave a lot, and it kind of creates this grayish, bluish tint. If you guys are confused as to what the hell is she doing, color zones of the face. There you go. Can't see it yet? Let me show it. Okay, there you go. Color zones explained. And you'll see lots of images like these, which I'm gonna save. I roughly remember where everything goes, so I kind of wing it most of the time. Yeah, but lots of cool images online that explain this principle. Yeah, blue is one of the best things to come out of Oz. Agreed. Thank you for your time. Thank you, pal. Come back again. Now, okay, blue areas. I can make them maybe even lighter. So, come on. Sorry for the noises, guys. Sometimes they just come out of me. I cannot control them. Now we can see a very distinct yellow area here. If you zoom in on the concept, you'll see it's around the mouth. And what do you know? It's also... Can do it. There you go. Nope. Wrong window, sorry. On the references that I just showed, it's also around the mouth. Okay, so let's grab a yellow color. Something like this. And again, I'm painting on a new layer. Usually yellow is the bones showing through. Sorry, there was a police car outside. It was really loud. Yeah, bones showing through. Yellow here, bit of yellow there. Now, you might be like, Layla, why are we making him look like a clown? That's a bit intense. And I would say, yes, you are right. I like to pop a bit of white in here as well to lighten it. But we can control the opacity, can't we? So let's move it all the way down to low values. The blue one should only really show through so much. I like to have red one to be the most intense color. The one to show through the most. There you go. And a bit of yellow. And you can start seeing that the face doesn't look so flat anymore, because this was the face before. This is it now. And that's a good starting point. And then we can like add more layers and yada yada yada. Okay. Pretty good. Let's bake them all. Now I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna add a bit more pink where I see fit. Obviously, in the concept there are also shadows, so it's not going to be a one-to-one match here unless I decide to paint those shadows in, but then it won't be, I won't be able to play around with lighting at all. So that's not something that we're going to do. Let's just quickly give them some eyelashes before I go. I'll just paint them on for now. And I'll just remove them later. That's how I usually paint the face. Obviously, a while to go yeah, a lot of work is required to finish this piece, but that's all I have time for today. I hope this mini tutorial was useful. Okay. Will this stream be uploaded somewhere? Absolutely. It will be available on Maxon's channel. It will be saved on both Twitch and YouTube, I believe. Okay, more philosophy from Blu-rays. This being odious. I prefer to mind my own business here. Ooh, yep, pretty black and white. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go have some food, because otherwise the longer you guys spend time with me, the grumpier and hangrier I'll get, and nobody really wants that. So that was the result of the first stream. Pretty happy with it. Just looking in and off some nice techniques. Thank you. Thank you for the stream. The model great so far as usual. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The hair is a mess, but hey, at least we got some of it done. Thank you so much for watching, and I think I'll continue working on this model on my own channel. So I want to revive my streams there, and this time I mean it. I'll make an announcement in my Discord community to explain how the schedule is gonna work for this year. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice rest of your day wherever you are. Bye bye. Yes, I'm going to play with the tabby. How did you know?